This is going to be an audit of a certified personal accountant's website and Google Business Profile. So what we're going to look at is what's currently going on internally with their site. How are they linking to certain pages? Are any of these links causing 301 redirects? Are they causing any 404 errors? What's the overall site structure? How does everything look? Then we're going to look at what is going on externally. So on their social media profiles, what's going on? Are we linking back to the site? Are we posting on social that also has links going back to the site? How are our listings looking? So our directory listings like Better Business Bureau, we've also got Yelp. What's going on there? Are we maintaining that consistent name, address, phone number, and website URL? Then we're going to look at the Google Business Profile. What's going on with the Google Business Profile? Is it fully optimized? Do we have a keyword in the name? Do we have a verified address Google Business Profile, or is it a service area based business profile? What's going on with all the attributes or everything else that we can fill out on the profile? So first thing I want to start off with this certified public accountant website is that when I click the website, so I will open this. Oh, now it doesn't. Is it because it's cached? So when I click on their website, it takes an absurd amount of time to load. So I'm at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds. It took 9 seconds for this CPA's website to load. So web speed isn't a ranking factor, but what it does impact is, let's say that you do happen to rank in that first position for CPA near me. If someone clicks on your site and it takes 9 seconds to load, they're just going to click off and they're going to go to somebody else's website. What happens if you ever do get that click is it's going to take them 9 seconds to load that page, and they're not going to wait the 9 seconds. They're going to wait maybe 1, 2, or 3, and then they're going to close out and they're going to go to somebody else, and they're going to get their CPA advice from them instead. So looking at the CPA's Google Business Profile, they're doing a lot of things great. When you go to set up your CPA Google Business Profile, you want to make sure that you have a verified address. So when you set it up, you want to click that thing that says show address to customers. If you do not have a verified address Google Business Profile, what happens when someone searches for CPA near me, you're going to rank lower on average. Not only that, when they simply search for CPA, you're going to rank lower. So whenever you type in a keyword or whenever you're searching for something, there's this thing called the 3-pack. So the 3-pack is whenever you search for that keyword, so CPA near me, there's going to be those 3 Google Business Profiles that appear. Those 3 get an overwhelming majority of all the clicks, all the calls, all the interactions, all the directions towards their CPA firm. Anything below that 3-pack, you're getting like less than 5%, and that's distributed across all of the other like 17 profiles. So we want that CPA firm Google Business Profile to be in that first or the second or third position. We want to be in the top 3. So you want the keyword in your name, so CPA. You also want your primary category, certified public accountant. Then you want that verified address. On their Google Business Profile, they do not have a appointment link. They've got 29 services, which is good. So as a CPA firm, your Google Business Profile needs to have a appointment link set on it, right? Now, if you don't have an appointment setting software, that doesn't matter. What you need to do is you need a link to your contact us page, or you need a link directly to your form, or you just need a link to your homepage. Just on your Google Business Profile, you need to have a link in that appointment URL setting, right? So as a CPA firm on your Google Business Profile, you want to have services listed. So the services that you list need to be the keywords that people search for your services. So as an example, accounting services, advisory services, asset management, business advisor, business consulting, business structure. So then you list those. those services, those keywords you want your Google Business Profile to appear for when someone searches for them near you. Then after you've listed those, you then need to go back in and you need to add a 2 to 3 sentence description of those services. Behind each of those services, you got to add a description. Not only that, what you also want to do is every attribute, every form, every field possible on your Google Business Profile, you're going to want to fill out. So, do you have free parking? Do you have a publicly accessible restroom? Are you veteran owned? Are you woman owned? What languages can you service? If someone speaks Spanish, can you serve them? If someone speaks French, Italian, English, do you or someone on your team speak those languages? Then you need to go on your Google Business Profile and you need to hit yes or you need to hit no for each. So as a CPA, a certified public accountant, you want to link your social profiles to your Google Business Profile or from your Google Business Profile to your social profiles. You want to have a social profile for each of the 7 that Google allows you to link to. So the 7 are Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you've got Twitter, you've got Threads, you've got LinkedIn, and you have Pinterest. So as a certified public accountant, even if you don't post on those platforms, you still want a profile listing on each of them. Under each of them, you're going to want to type in the about or the bio about your company, your name, your address, your phone number, and your website link need to remain consistent across all of these. They all need to be linking back to your page. Also, on the platforms you do choose to post on, you're going to want to include links, URLs, going back to your pages. You can point them to the home page. You can point them to the new service page you just launched. You can also point them to the new blog you just launched. What this does is that when Google goes and crawls those social platforms, it's going to find those URLs. It's going to follow the URLs. It's then going to crawl those pages. This is going to help us get a better indexing rate, so getting our pages in Google when people search, and it's going to help us keep them indexed longer. So over years, those social profiles, those social pages, it's going to keep finding those URLs. It's going to keep crawling those URLs, and it's going to help keep your pages indexed longer. Your posts on your social profiles, on the social platforms you choose as a CPA, can also rank in search. They can also get clicks. They can help you get calls or form fill-outs for your services. They can get traffic for the services or the keywords you're trying to target so that you can start your sales process to get that new customer or sign that new client. So as a CPA firm, you also want to make sure that you're responding to your reviews within 24 to 48 hours. 24 to 48 hours, respond to your reviews. Even if it's a 1-star, you're going to want to respond to that review. Anything between a 1-star and a 5-star review, which is all of them, you're going to want to respond to within 24 to 48 hours. Something that we can do as a CPA firm is we can take the review content, so the things that people type about our company when they go to leave a review, and we can pull those to our website. So when we pull that to our website, what we get is free SEO content. So instead of us having to do all the SEO on-page optimization to where we have to put a whole bunch of text on the page, what we can do instead is we can pull all of this, use it as a trust factor. When someone comes and views the page, they'll look over the content, they'll see everything that's being displayed, they'll come across the review section that we place, right? What we can do is we can place all of it, but we can place it in a way that doesn't make the page a skyscraper. So you ever been to a page where you have to scroll 10, 20 times to get to the bottom? That's a skyscraper. We want to avoid that. We can avoid that with the review content by strategically placing it in rather accordions, or we can do carousels, or we can do a review wall where It is a sub page or a sub scroll bar instead of the main scroll bar. So what this does is that when the crawlers, the robots, come to the page and look at all the content on the page, they'll see all the content. They don't have to scroll to get all of those keywords, those keyword variations, the entities or the LSI words that our customers left in that review content. We can instantly display it to the crawlers and help with our SEO on page without having to create a skyscraper article, which ruins the customer journey of your clients that are looking for a CPA. So as a CPA firm, what you also want to make sure is that on your Better Business Bureau, on your LinkedIn, on your Yelp, on any directory listings talking about your business, any other social profiles, anything that has your business information listed needs to remain consistent. So the name of your business, the address of your business, your phone number, your website URL, all need to remain consistent. So theirs is all consistent on their Better Business Bureau profile, which looks good. His individual LinkedIn profile does not have a link going back. So he's linking back to his site, which is great. The only thing is that, so this CPA hasn't claimed their business's page or account. So right now it's blank. It doesn't have the phone number of the business, and it also doesn't have a link going back to the business. So as a CPA firm, you want to make sure that you're going to all of these social platforms which allow you to claim a business account like LinkedIn, like Facebook, and make sure that it is properly filled out. We've got a verbose about or a bio that talks about our business, has our name, has our address, and also has our phone number, and has a link back to our website as well. So they need to go clean that up, go check their MapQuest. So what they're doing great, the CPA firm that I'm looking at right now, what they're doing great is across all of their listings, their social profiles, anything talking about their business, the phone number is the same, which is great. This is exactly what you want to do. Their website right here, though, has a non-www URL structure. So what I mean by this is that, think about this. You have www.bookkeeping.com or you have bookkeeping.com. Whenever you visit your site, whichever you're given, www or non-www, independent of themselves, these don't matter. But what matters is that anything externally or internally linking to the URL structure needs to remain consistent. It has to be exactly the same. We do not want to force feed Google 301 redirects. So on this CPA firm's contact us page, they have a link to a Facebook account and the link is broken. They need to go fix that. You never want to link to broken things. You're hurting Google's understanding or authority that they're trying to place on your site by linking to bad links. So also on their contact page for this certified public accountant company, they have a link that says Google Maps, but when I click it, the URL is broken. They accidentally typed in 2 S's, so the URL doesn't do anything. Not only that, when I just fixed it, the link takes me to an address. It does not take me to their Google business profile. So this actually happens a lot. A lot of the recent audits that I've done, people have listings or they have Google business profile embeds on their site that don't actually take you back to their site. They take you to some address, which more often than not isn't the actual address of the business. So what we have to think is that Google's going to crawl this. Google's going to see that you have an embedded Google business profile map on the site that isn't actually going to the business. Google's going to be like, okay, what's going on here? Why are we doing this? Or it's going to think, oh, that's their actual location, when in reality it's not. So then all of a sudden you're unable to rank where you currently are because Google thinks that you're actually at this other location that you're currently embedding a Google map to. So On the CPA firm's website right now, they have a About Us page. On this About Us page, they have a virtual business card and a link for each of their members or their staff. When I click these links, I'm force fed a 403 forbidden page. So when Google comes by, Google is also force fed a forbidden page. Anytime on your CPA's website, you don't want to link to anything that is 301 redirecting 404 or 403s. You just want to remove the link, or you just want to fix the link. You want to fix the URL that is being served. So on the CPA firm's website right now, I'm going to /, and I'm given a boilerplate of Lorem Ipsum text. Not only that, what they have occurring is that their WordPress, their CMS, has a bug, an artifact, or a misconfigured setting that is creating a brand new URL. So every time that they post, it's given a date, right? So in the example I'm looking at right now, it's the 4th of December, 2013. If I click that, it's giving me a new URL with that date, but it's a for that URL or that page doesn't actually exist. So not only are they creating new URLs for the dates when they're posting content, it's boring. So you go from a website with 15 links, and let's say 20 of them are blocked, to now you now have a total of 55 pages, which is causing URL bloat, but 20 of them are 404ing, which is going to reduce your rankings. So instead of being on page 1 in that first or second or third position, when someone now searches for CPA firm or CPA near me, you're on the 3rd page. Hardly anybody goes down or past the first 3 results, much less the 2nd page. So on that 3rd page, you're definitely not getting any traffic. You're definitely not getting anybody to come to your website to fill out your form or call you. So they need to go and clean this. Not only is it the date, but they also have the author. So the author of the blog is also getting their own URL. I'm currently looking at a URL right now that is /author/admin. So if they had multiple authors, that would also be creating brand new URLs. They also have /category/uncategorized. So we've got a new URL for the date, for the admin, and for the category, which in combination, as we grow more and more, we're going to go from that 55 URLs to, you could have 100. You could have 600 URLs created, new pages, where Google comes by and is like, okay, what's the point of this? You're going to start getting indexing issues. Google's not going to index your service pages. Google's also not going to rank your service pages because this is occurring. And you're going to be wasting your crawl budget. So when you go to update your service pages, let's say it is indexed, when you go to update that service page, you start to add SEO, you start to add on-page SEO optimization. Google's not ever going to come by to crawl it because it's wasting its crawl budget for your site, the amount of time it's willing to come and crawl on all 600 of these pages you've bloated, you've created, that serve no purpose, that don't actually do anything because they're a date URL, they're an admin URL, and they're a category URL, right? So this CPA firm's website has a category for all the types of content that they write about with their blogs. So they've got 1099, they got C Corp, they got cryptocurrency, deductions, donation, home improvement, PPP, real estate, S Corp, SBA, tax tips, taxes, and they also have uncategorized. So what's happening is that their WordPress, their CMS, the website builder that they're using, is creating these category URLs, which is bloating the amount of URLs that actually serve a purpose on the CPA's website. So we go from having one blog hub that has a list of all of our blog pages to now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 new pages. So instead of simply just having a blog hub with links to all of our individual blogs, we now have 13 additional pages that don't actually serve a purpose and are going to waste our crawl budget. They're also going to hurt our indexing and our indexing rate for all of our other pages. That new SEO optimization that we applied to our service page to get CPA keywords or services or people searching in Google for CPAs, that new CPA service page that we created is not going to be updated in Google because it's wasting its time crawling these other 13 pages. Not only that, their CMS, their WordPress, is creating dates URLs. So what do I mean by that? So historically, as they create a blog, it creates a date URL. So any blog that's created on that date is placed on this date URL page. So we go from having our blog hub to maybe like our 30 different blogs, right? To now we have 13 different category URLs. Now we also have, that was like, let's just use 30 as an example, because this example, there's like 50. So those 30 blogs I was just talking about, each were created on specific dates. So then now they have their own additional URL that isn't linked to the actual blog. It links to a page for that URL. So as an example, theirs is /2016/01. So we have 30 blogs, then we have 13 categories. So now we have 43 URLs. Now we have 30 URLs for each of the dates we posted on. So now we go from 43 to 73. Google now has 73 brand new URLs, brand new pages that it has to crawl, which takes away all of the crawl budget that was originally going to go to your services, your location pages, your actual blog content. So that SEO optimization that you just applied on one of your service pages, Google won't see it for a couple of months because you have 73 URLs. Indexing issue that you're currently experiencing in your Google Search Console, or you're wondering why that new service page that you created that is not being displayed in Google right now, that's because you have 73 URLs that don't actually do anything. They're taking away all of your crawl budget. They're causing your indexing issue. Your new pages, your new service page, your new locations page aren't being indexed because Google thinks that your website is 150 pages, when in reality, you know it's only 30. It's only 38. So on their About page, they have another accounting firm's name. Every service you sell lives on one page. There is nothing to rank for any individual service. Is this serious? So on the CPA firm's website, they have a /services page. And it talks about all of their individual services. But what is happening is that you're not able to rank for keywords. So what do I mean by that? So whenever you create a page, you want to have a service, a keyword, or like a term someone is typing into Google to find your services or your product, right? So in this example, they would type CPA near me. Then we want a page that targets that specific keyword. So we want to optimize the on-page SEO to rank that our CPA service page for that keyword. What they've done is they just have a services page that lists and talks about all of their services. So when someone searches for payroll processing, when someone searches for quarterly and in-year reports, check printing and delivery, direct deposit, 1099 contracts, taxes filed and paid, they don't have a page or pages targeting those specific keywords or terms. They just have all of their services listed on one page. When someone searches for those specific services, this page is not going to rank because Google is going to look at it and be like, okay, this has a whole bunch of information. There's nothing really very specific to a keyword that this page should rank for. So when someone searches for those services in Google, this web page is not going to appear for them. Each service, each keyword, each term you want to rank for needs to have its own individual page. Now, some services, some keywords, some terms are horizontal in nature or very similar that a CPA page could rank for, but when we go and look for something very specific, let's say, as an example, an estate and trust setup, like if someone searched for that, you need a specific page, a service page targeting that keyword. It needs to be SEO optimized for that keyword. So also on this CPA firm's website, their most important pages, because they have no service pages for some reason, are missing their H1. You want to make sure any page you actually want ranking in Google needs to have an H1. In that H1, you need to have the main keyword you're trying to target. So also on the CPA firm's website, they have a page that is linking to the incorrect URL structure. So they have a page linking to a non-www. Their site only serves a www. So what's happening is that they're properly setting up the 301 redirect. So you visit the non-www version and you're 301 redirected to the www version. But what you're doing is you're force feeding Google a 301 redirect. That should never happen. You just need to link to the correct URL version. They've got so many different portfolio tags and categories. This is just insane, the amount of URL bloat that is happening on this site. Yeah, they've got a whole bunch of old 301 redirects that need to be cleaned up because they're also doing the category 1099 that then is page 1, and then it then redirects to the category /1099. So their pagination and all of the CMS or the website builder bugs, artifacts, issues that are occurring, then again are just causing all of these massive 301, 404 redirects and errors. They've also got all of these dates that are appearing. Yeah, they've got a ton. Yeah, this is too much to go through. So this is the end of a CPA firm's